Hello everybody and welcome to round 7 of the championship. Last race we saw Austrian get his first race win of the season, put McLaren in the top of the Constructors' Championship. The Drivers' Championship is still pretty close there, with Norris on 71 points, Hamilton on 58, Alex Dunn on 45. It is the Australian Grand Prix obviously, and well, it's the first time this track is featured on the calendar. But before we start, we're going to look at the new regulation change. It looks like we've got the batteries here. It's been tweaked a little bit for this race. So recharge rate 78, discharge rate 100, and I don't know why it's so high. It's maybe 150. I was back saying swipe. It's same here. It's also meant to be 150. So it's been tweaked a little bit again there. Recharge rate 85, electric discharge 150, power increase 150, top speed increase from electric power 150, slipstream efficiency 150, tyre consumption 125, tyre consumption difference 100, and AI aggressiveness 122. So that should make the whole entire thing a little bit more interesting. Science is the first one to leave once again. It is a very wet, rainy day out there as he leads from, I think it's Alex Dunn behind him. It is Alex Dunn behind him, and notice from the straight edges of the neon green in the centre of the car compared to Gasly's more wavy edges in that car. With the black border from the green to the white. See, I reckon Carlos Sainz will be affected by traffic on this lap. The question for me is, given that it's the first time this track has been on this Championship Universe fancy thing, how fast is it? As short, is it as fast as it is in real life? That incline turn 1 though seems just as intense. As look at the forest, this game is much more up against the track. We're going to see Carlos Sainz round the final corner here, down the hill a little bit, across the line. It gets, as all tracks, to start very straight, is flat for most of it. Carlos Sainz puts a 58.5 second lap time in, with Alex Dunn going 57 on the dot, with his teammate Pierre Gasly going a 10th behind him. Hamilton, he is going to be an interesting one to watch out for. He's fighting for the championship obviously this season. Keep in mind the champions from previous seasons. Season 1 Russell, Season 2 Leclerc, and this Season 3, so who can it be? Obviously Hamilton, only P3, 2 tenths off Alex Dunn, as Giovinazzi puts that Porsche into second place, as Behrman, he's around in the final corner now, but he's been held up by an Audi here a little bit. Looking for Gabriel Bortoleto, who's starting his lap. Behrman finishes his lap in P7. Look at Bortoleto here, Bortoleto, as he is going to be the first Audi to finish lap time. Except Russell is going to be the one to watch out for as he crosses the line here. See where it puts him on the track. Russell goes P9. Charles Leclerc, he's going to be an interesting one to watch. Is he starting his lap time? Is he finishing his lap time? I think he's starting the lap. Kim Antonelli, he is definitely one to look out for. Nico Hülkenberg, by the way, he put his car, well, we're about to find out, aren't we? He's still quite a way away. It's Bortoleto, who's 2.2 seconds off. Kim Antonelli, next one to cross the line, very tight up to the wall here. Kim Antonelli, can he put that car in provisional pole? Yes, he can. 56.6. We're into the 56 here. This could prove interesting. Here's Esteban Ocon crosses the line to put into P13. Lance Stroll's fastest sector 2, I think it said. He's in this final sector now. Will we see Lance Stroll potentially put in fast lap times as Lance Stroll rounds the final corner? This is interesting. Close against the wall again. He might have been held up a little bit. Lance Stroll, yeah, slower still. Charles Leclerc rounds the final corner though. Where will he put his car? Can he put it on the provisional pole? Charles Leclerc, only P10, with Joshua Pierce going to slot that car across the line into P7. The championship leader Lando Norris is sitting down in P21. Lewis Hamilton is the first one to start his second flying lap here. He might have hit a bit of traffic there, so can he improve in P6? The track, is it drying out? I don't think it is, so it's still wet tire conditions actually. I think he might seem struggling to improve. Sainz second flying lap, with Giovinazzi in third for it. Keep in mind the top three is Antonelli, Vettel and Dunn. Lewis Hamilton rounds the final corner. Can he improve on his lap time by 6 tenths? Maybe, probably not, potentially. Let's see. Lewis Hamilton, does he improve in it? I don't think so. No, he stays there. With Alex Dunn, He'll be interesting to watch out still. He's still P3. Carlos Sainz, he also doesn't improve his lap time. Then we had Giovinazzi, who we the third one we said. Giovinazzi, can he improve by 5 tenths here, 4 tenths? No. These drivers are not improving out here. As we look towards Ollie Behrman, he have a bit of traffic there in his way as he crossed the line. To see him now, can Ollie Behrman potentially put that car higher up? No, they're not improving. Dunsey's third. What about Gasly? Gasly could be interesting to watch. Perez in P13 starts his flying lap. This is a better qualifying from Perez we've seen recently. Pierre Gasly crosses the line. He stays P5. Max Verstappen, he's also one to watch out here. We'll look at that. George Russell, he rounds the final corner as Antonelli starts his final flying lap. Vettel's on his outlap. Will Vettel make the line? I don't think Vettel's going to make the line here. I'm trying to look him on track. He's round the final corner now. Vettel, he's got 5 seconds. We see him just in front there. He just crosses the line to start his lap time, I'm pretty sure. Russell, he stays P13. I think Antonelli's going to have pole position here as the drivers now start finishing the lap time. Esteban Ocon, he's one important one to watch, it looks like. Lance Stroll, he must be able to improve his lap time. 2.7 seconds off the pace. Stays 2.7. Lando Norris, championship leader. We need to watch him. No, we're not for some reason. Now we are. Lando Norris crosses the line. Lando Norris, I can't see where he's gone. Stay up to P15, but that's not good. Lando Norris in P15 is not good for where he wants to be. Charles Leclerc in P10. Can he improve to potentially get up into further up the top 10? I don't think so. So far, he's got a lot of traffic there from the Red Bull in the final corner. But it looks like Verstappen getting in the way. As somebody improved there, put Leclerc outside the top 10, and they'll be looking at Hayes now. Antonelli, Hayes still there. Vettel is the last one. Oh, the car in the wall, and I think it was Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri. Sorry. As he hit the wall, as Russell crosses the line, Kimi Antonelli's on pole position with Sebastian Vettel for Porsche and Alex Dunn. What an amazing random qualifying session of Antonelli on pole, Porsche in second place of Vettel, Braun in third of Dunn, Porsche also in fourth place of Giovinazzi, fifth Esteban Ocon, sixth Max Verstappen, seventh Pierre Gasly, eighth was Hamilton, ninth Valtteri Bottas, Cadillac's great qualifying there, 10th Oscar Piastri if he hit the wall at the end of it, Charles Leclerc 11th, 12th Donald Hayes, Sergio Perez is best qualifying P13, George Russell P14, 15th Ollie Behrman, 16th Lando Norris, this point for him, 17th Alex Albon, 18th Joshua Pierce, 19th Adrian, he wants to improve from there, 20th Fernando Alonso, 21st is Carlos Sainz, Nico Hulkenberg, 22nd, not good for him, 24th, 23rd Gabriel Bortoleto, 24th Lance Stroll. Audi fighting for their championship, and yet they're starting at the back of the grid. That is not where they want to be. Here it is though, forward lights, hybrid lights, here the revs. We're not, but his lights out, away they go. It's a good start for Kimi Antonelli there compared to Sebastian Vettel, who slots in behind him. No, but Sebastian Vettel still on the inside through turn 1. It looks like Antonelli has the lead from Vettel. Giovinazzi up to third ahead of Alex Dunn, who drops down to P5. Vettel on the inside for the race lead. This is Porsche fighting for the first win potentially here. Sebastian Vettel, it takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Antonelli and Vettel collide. Antonelli has a 5-second penalty. Antonio Giovinazzi takes second place with Max Verstappen right behind him. Fighting there, looks like Verstappen's going to attack on the inside. That's close there. Max Verstappen going for second place on Antonio Giovinazzi. But Antonio Giovinazzi seems to keep it there. Yes, he does. As Alex Dunn drops down to fifth after that start. Antonelli in fourth. Ocon and Gasly fighting for sixth in the background as we see Ocon takes 6 from Pierre Gasly, but keep an eye on him. Vettel has a 2.3 second lead, which is crucial if Porsche want to potentially win their first Grand Prix. Hamilton is now going to attack Gasly into turn 1. We see Piastri and Hayes fighting there as well, with Leclerc in P11. Hamilton down the inside into turn 1, and Gasly takes 7th place off Gasly, and Gasly drops behind Piastri as well. Vettel is improving again, even further ahead of Giovinazzi, also making a gap to Verstappen. It looks like Porsche have a 1-2 lead here, solid, with Antonelli all over Max Verstappen. Into turn 4 we go. Done right behind him. Antonelli, 5-second penalty ahead of Max Verstappen through turn 4. Here goes Verstappen once again now though, as he heads for turn 6. Verstappen on the outside, down into turn 7 hairpin. This is giving Porsche an even bigger lead, which is even crucial for their race. This could be incredible to see Porsche get a 1-2. The team that didn't score a point throughout season 1 or 2. There goes Dunno getting involved in this battle. This is intense, as Verstappen's on the inside in the final corner of turn 10. These two fighting over third place on track. Dunn getting involved though. It's going to be absolutely crucial, as Hamilton and Ocon are also there. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. Hamilton's got a 5-second penalty for whatever reason. I think he may have had to contact the best on Ocon. He is at the game up to Hayes. Lewis Hamilton's Leclerc is up to P9. These guys are still fighting though. This is unbelievable. As we see Ocon in P5, Verstappen on the inside of Kimi Antonelli. Once again now, he's ahead of Kimi Antonelli. Kimi Antonelli's going slower. I think Kimi Antonelli has some battery decharge issues. We see Ocon and Piastri fighting there. I'm just saying, I think my battery settings for this race has worked, because look at the racing we're getting. At least around this track has worked. We see a good gap here, as Dunn is started P3, I think it was, is now down to P7, but he's all over Oscar Piastri for P6. He cruises past Oscar Piastri into the final corner. Piastri going slow. I wonder if his battery's now died out there. Vettel is into the pits from the race read, given after 3 laps and them soft tyres. Will we see Antonelli pit? No. The answer to that is no. I don't think anyone else is pitting. Somebody else in the background is there pitting as well. I think it is Lewis Pierce, Perez and Hadjar. Vettel, there's contact, and Vettel's in the wall, and Vettel is out of his race, and that is absolutely tragic for Porsche, as now it's Antonio Giovinazzi, the one potentially fighting for the win, as Sebastian Vettel collides with Alex Albon at the pit exit.
Right, here we go with replay. We see Vettel exit in the pit lane, heads to the middle of the track, seems to get rear-ended, and then slams into the wall.
The pit exit. Albon's got front wing damage. On medium tyres, he'll have to pit. This is going to be one to watch. The VSC is ending on lap 4 here after Sebastian Vettel was taken out and the exit of the pit lane. Alex Dunn is going to be trying to get past Oscar Piastri here. What a race we're seeing so far. Lewis Hamilton down to P10, by the way, as gravel gets kicked up at the exit of turn 6. As there's another yellow flag out there. It's the final corner. I think Pierce is upside down there. Pierce is facing the wrong way as Lance Stroll, Sergio Perez is involved. I couldn't change the camera angle for you. So is Isaac Hadjar for another virtual safety car, which causes Giovinazzi to come into the pits and probably benefit him there a little bit. Let's see if Giovinazzi can get a good pit stop and a safe exit, unlike his teammates. As we exit now, Giovinazzi will pits for soft tyres and exits in the race leads. Do not rule Porsche out of a race win here. Hamilton, Ferrari not pitting as well to get rid of the penalty. That's going to be a bit unfortunate for Hamilton, as Ferrari may have done a Ferrari masterclass by messing up the strategy, it looks like. Update on Audi, they're running in P7 and P9. Hulkenberg yet to pit. Borleo exits on soft tyres. Ocon has now also got a 5-second penalty for causing a collision. I'm trying to look where he is. He is there. It seems like a close battle here. Risky one to watch. Ocon and Russell going side by side. That was close there for contact. That was a close call. We could have seen an absolute masterclass of a massive crash. I don't know what I'm saying there. Ocon leads at 8th place in this battle. Norris and Ocon, no, once again, going side by side. Norris slow on the exit. These guys, this battery decharge thing is proving an absolute... Well, it just proves that it is an absolute nightmare for these drivers who are having to worry about where to recharge and where to deploy. We're now seeing Bottas get involved. Bottas and Berman's got a 5-second penalty and another virtual safety car. Why is there no safety cars this race? As Hayes is out of the race. Hamilton is into the pits. Russell and Norris and Berman is into the pits as well, probably to get rid of his 5-second penalty. Giovinazzi leads by 10 seconds as Gasly's still going on them medium tyres after 6 laps. So we're going to see potentially VSC ending here. Yes, we will. Gasly and Verstappen look like they'll probably potentially fight as well for second place. I wonder if Gasly will really give up much of a fight for this one. As we're going to look at them here. Verstappen is all over Gasly there. He's going to look on the inside of turn 5 into turn 6. Here we go. Verstappen on the outside of Gasly. Verstappen ahead of Gasly. Now, I wonder if the battery thing will prove an issue. Verstappen's charging into turn 7 and through turn 8 and along the exit turn 8. See here, I think this battery recharge thing is actually keeping the drivers closer with worn tyres and new tyres because, well, Gasly didn't drop off there that much. He is pitting, which is interesting. Bottas and Piastri seem to have a bit of a solid place there. Bearing sits the fastest sector 2. See, I think Braun's messed up the strategy because they're pitting after all the virtual safety cars, after all the stuff. Somebody else is in the pits there, I'm pretty sure. So we're looking at Hamilton here, who's going side by side with Bortoleto. Dunn's got a 5-second penalty. There is a collision there. Antonelli, look like he's off the track there. Antonelli and Dunn have collided. Antonelli rejoins in front of Charles Leclerc. Does he have any damage? I don't think so. But that was a crash there for a pole sitter and the guy who started in P3. As Gasly is also getting a 5-second penalty, as he looks like he's collided with Hadjar as we head down the straight into turn 4. Hadjar drops down, so we're going to go back up to Hamilton, who is side by side with Norris and Russell. He's having an absolute race to forget. More gravel being kicked up at the exit turn 6 there. Giovinazzi pits on lap 8 to get rid of them soft tyres. Verstappen inherits the leads as Hamilton and Norris getting very close in the back straight. The championship leader, Lando Norris, and Hulkenberg also involved there as well. This is mental, of which the barriers are kind of further away from the track. Let's go look at where Giovinazzi is now. He's in P3 just ahead of Alex Dunn, who's on 2-lap old tyres. Norris is now in P11 with Hamilton in P12. Norris taking a tighter line for turn 1, so is Hamilton. Oh, there's a collision there with Sainz and Perez. Perez being forced off the track. Perez and Sainz on 8-lap old tyres. Hadjar and Gasly fighting there. Oh, looks like Gasly getting very close to Perez there. Gasly gets another 5-second penalty, putting him to 10 seconds in penalties, which is quite a lot. We're now seeing this is a very close battle here. I wonder if Perez is going to stick up the inside of Gasly. No, he's not. As Hadjar goes on the inside of Perez, there's battles and racing all over the place with these regulations. As we even now go back to look at this one here with Hamilton, Hulkenberg and Norris. And now Piastri, Bottas and Dunn as Verstappen pits, giving Ocon the race lead from Giovinazzi, but Ocon also gets to pit again. Giovinazzi is on hard tyres, by the way, if you were wondering. Hamilton comes into the pit as well. Here goes Antonelli on Bottas. Look at the speed difference there. That feels a bit artificial. We're seeing a bit more realistic F1 here with all the battery deployment nonsense. This is potentially one to watch. Antonelli and Norris, both on 4-lap old hard tyres. Leclerc also behind them on 4-lap old tyres. Here goes Antonelli on Bottas. And ahead of Bottas, and Leclerc is now right behind Bottas. This is pretty interesting, as Bottas is got more power in the battery to re-overtake him into turn 1 and have a bit of a gap into turn 1 there, as Giovinazzi is caught up to Esteban Ocon. So you want to clear Esteban Ocon as quickly and as cleanly as possible. This Giovinazzi wants to get this race win. He's led the majority of this race, I'm pretty sure, so that is going to be crucial as we go back to this battle. It is fun to watch, I don't want to miss it, but at the same time I don't want to miss this at the top for first place, as they are on different strategies. Ocon is probably going to pit. Oh, I thought Giovinazzi was going to go for it into turn 7. He did look at the inside. He has dropped back a little bit here, so we're going to go back to Antonelli and Bottas, who are still fighting through turn 6 now. And we head down to turn 7, more gravel being kicked up. Giovinazzi's dropped off a little bit from Esteban Ocon, which is probably not a bad thing. As Verstappen now looks at Bottas, Antonelli seems to get a bit of a gap there. Hadjar's got a 5-second penalty. Looks like there's been a bit of contact there, but head back up to Bottas and Verstappen. Verstappen gets ahead of Bottas, but Bottas is right there. It's into the pits of Antonelli and Piastri. As tell you what, Giovinazzi is on the. It's not on the. I thought it was on the inside of Esteban Ocon. I was looking somewhere else. On the map, I saw Hadjar and Aaron battling. I think it was. Down at turn 4. There goes Bottas on the inside of Max Verstappen. A Cadillac versus Red Bull for P4. Bottas on 4-lap older hard tyres than Max Verstappen. This is just mental to see that they're able to do this. Verstappen once again going back for it though. Bottas recharging down the straight. Alonso and Leclerc now battling into turn 4. Leclerc failed to finish last race. Gets ahead of Alonso on 6-lap hard tyres, Leclerc on fresh softs. Hamilton also right there. Hamilton on the inside of Alonso in the other Ferrari. There he goes ahead into P13. There was the top 2 as well here fighting into turn 4. This is very interesting here. Ocon versus Giovinazzi. They're still going side by side. as Ocon and Giovinazzi are now fighting. It looks like Giovinazzi is recharging a little bit. No, can't really tell. I think he is, yeah. And that is going to put Giovinazzi back behind Ocon. I can't imagine this is doing his tyres very good, and I can't imagine it's doing his stress very good. Down the inside he goes to turn 6, so he does get past him, looks like, but Ocon's going to be still right there, into turn 7. I think potentially Giovinazzi might just have him there, maybe not. We look at Sainz and Norris though, that was some bad TV director work there, as these two still fight for turn 9, Ocon and Giovinazzi. Ocon gets back past, but I think Ocon is coming to the pits at the end of this lap. There's contact, and a big accident, Giovinazzi's out of this race. Ocon and Giovinazzi collides, and that is absolutely devastation for Porsche. They were leading 1-2 at the end of lap 1. Right, here's a slow-mo replay. We see Antonio Giovinazzi on the outside. Tell you what, I don't think there was contact there. 1-2 at the end of lap 1. And by lap 12, while fighting for the race win, both the drivers are out. Do not rule Esteban Ocon out of a race win here. But I can't lie, that is absolutely tragic. Ocon pits for medium tyres. I had a feeling something like that was going to happen. And well, now it has happened. And it is devastation. Albon involved in an earlier collision with Sebastian Vettel. I think after lap 4, I think it was. And now Ocon with Antonio Giovinazzi. So 2 incidents that knocked out both the Porsche drivers who were fighting for their first race win. Norris is all over Russell here. But it looks like Hadjar is going to be all over Russell. It's absolutely mental. We just see so many different drivers end up battling. It's how all the strategy plays out. See drivers to the back who suddenly out of nowhere fighting midfield drivers, or Porsche for example who were failing to score a point last season, who suddenly came up fighting for a race win this weekend until being taken out. It does look like Verstappen is now the favourite to win this race, so potentially walk on behind him. Here goes Hadjar around the outside of Norris. Hadjar, does he get past Norris for P11? Yes, he does. But Norris, looks like look at the gain through turn 7. I think he's got his battery fully back, recharged. As Perez, who started P13, is battling for P11 with these guys. As Perez is also going to get past Russell here. Hadjar here. Not Russell. Russell's way away. This is absolute mental. I've kind of lost track who's involved. Norris is in pits, yes. Norris and Hulkenberg pits. By the way, Bortoletto and Hulkenberg, who started at the back of the grid for once, are currently sitting P18 and P14. And to turn 4, it's going to be contact there of Hadjar and Perez, leaving Lance Stroll with a penalty for whatever reason. I didn't see if he had contact, but it looks like he might have, as Hadjar and Perez once again fighting for P10. And Lance Stroll also involved with Bortoletto, who's looking to finish in the points after a low starting position. As Ocon has taken the lead off Max Verstappen. We failed to see it, but he's taken the lead. Verstappen back to the inside, has contact. And there's no penalty for that. But I don't think there should be a penalty. I'm just saying the game gives out penalties to other contacts similar, but not for that one. Ocon does have a lead, but Verstappen is right there. I seem to miss it on lap 15 out of 17. Leclerc potentially going to look at Kimi Antonelli with Valtteri Bottas right behind Leclerc, as Hamilton is in P9, a lonely P9. Hadjar is now got away from Perez, who has got Pierre Gasly on his outside. There's a bit of contact in the background. It looks like a lot of gravel being kicked up with Behrman and Bortoletto and that lot. Has there's a lot of Perez is in the gravel there as Gasly forces him off. Gasly got very risky on track out there, as Bortoletto has now got a 5-second penalty for causing a collision. I didn't see any contacts, but that's what I mean about these penalties being a bit risky and potentially a bit unfair. Piastri's got penalties. The safety car deployed as Piastri is out of this race. He seems to have collided with Alex Dunn potentially. You see him in the background there, but that means Esteban Ocon will get this race win, which is incredible, as Verstappen will finish second. Dunn started P3, and somehow after a mental race will get his way back up to P3. But we didn't see a new race winner with Porsche in this fantasy season. Of course, Sebastian Vettel won many races before in his F1 career, but in this fantasy season he's won none, so it would have been his first counted in this. But we will see a new one with, I think Esteban Ocon hasn't won a race before, I'm pretty sure. But he'll win at this one, and it'll become a 7th different race winner in 7 different races. Wow. Piastri, after the highs of the Japanese Grand Prix, getting his win there out of his race, continuing a disappointing season. Lando Norris, he will also not finish in the points, I don't think. I can't see where he is on track. He is down P19. McLaren fighting for their first championship in this fantasy season, having a pointless weekend. Ferrari, to be fair, the championship rivals not doing much better. They'll be scoring 14 points this race, and I think they were roughly 20 points behind. I could be wrong on that one, I can't remember, but that is a bit interesting, isn't it? Perez is the guy who, he might actually take a point if he, from Hadjar, if he catch up to Hadjar. I doubt he will actually. Well, Pierre guy, Esteban Ocon will get his win at in this fantasy championship, especially in this fantasy championship. I'm pretty sure it is. He will round the penultimate corner as he catches up to the first corner. People might call it a dirty win after his collision with Giovinazzi at this corner right here, turn 10, the final corner. But we don't know how that collision who's at fault. At least I don't know at this point because I haven't done replays. I add the replays in the editing stage. But he wins the race with Verstappen second. Done. Will get third. Antonelli at the starting P1 will get 4, which is pretty cool. But he is taking a sweet time. Antonelli in 4th place, Leclerc in 5th. Valtteri Bottas will get 6th place with Cadillac, with Russell in 7th, Hamilton in 8th. Here we are, Esteban Ocon wins the Grand Prix. Verstappen 2nd and 3rd, Alex Dunn. Ocon, Verstappen and Dunn rounds out the top 3. Pole sitter Antonelli 4th, 5th Leclerc, 6th Charles Leclerc. Great result for him in Cadillac. 7th Russell. 6-7. 8th Hamilton, 9th Gasly, and 10th Hadjar, 11th Perez, 12th Albon, 13th Alonso, 14th Sainz, 15th Hulkenberg, 16th Stroll, 17th Berman, 18th Championship leader, though he still is Championship leader, I need to check, Lando Norris, 19th Valtteri Bottas. Piastri, another disappointing for him, and rounds out McLaren's disappointing weekend of 0 points, with DNF in P20. Giovinazzi P21, absolutely tragic for the 2 Porsche drivers in P21, P24 for Giovinazzi and Vettel. They could have got their wins. And Hayes and the Pierce in 22nd and 23rd. The Drivers' Championship still has Norris leading at 71 points. Ocon second, 65 points. Hamilton 3rd, 62 points. Dunn 4th, 60 points. Verstappen 5th, 56 points. Bortoletto 6th, 45 points. Leclerc 7th, 45 points. 8th, Giovinazzi 41 points. 9th, Piastri 41 points. 10th, Russell. 11th, Antonelli. 12th, Nico Hulkenberg. 13th, Berman. 14th, Sebastian Vettel. 15th, Bottas. 16th, Gasly. 17th, Hadjar. 18th, Pierce. 19th, Hayes. And then we get to Stroll, Alonso both on 6 points. Albon only point sitter for Williams currently this season, and then Perez. And then, despite their 0 points this weekend, McLaren still lead the championship 112 points. Ferrari in second, 107 points. Haas in third with 89 points. Braun fourth, 76 points. Audi fifth, 72 points. Mercedes sixth, 71 points. Red Bull seventh, 68 points. 8th, Porsche, 61 points. It is ultra close between 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. Then we get to Apex in 9th with 19 points, Cadillac in 10th with 18 points, Aston in 12 points, and then Williams at this point 2 points. Guys, make sure you like button and subscribe button. Until next time, goodbye.